The Basketball Diaries was a lightning rod. It featured a pre-superstardom Leonardo DiCaprio and a Marky Mark who was desperate to be taken seriously. Based on the visceral journals of poet punk Jim Carroll, the film's production was just as chaotic and intense as the story itself. From casting ghosts to unscripted trauma, today we are taking a deep dive into the 12 weirdest, grittiest, and most haunting facts about the film, the cast, and the crew. This isn't just a list, it's the anatomy of a cult classic. Number 1. The Ghost of River Phoenix. It is the great what if that haunts 90s cinema. For nearly a decade, this project was synonymous with River Phoenix. River was the original choice to play Jim Carroll. He possessed that ethereal, wounded bird quality that mirrored Carroll's prose. Following River's tragic passing in 1993, the role sat vacant. When Leo took it, he wasn't just playing a character. He was stepping into a lineage of troubled youth icons. Many critics believe Leo's frantic younger energy made the character's fall feel even more predatory, as he looked like a child lost in a man's nightmare. Number 2. The 6 audition grind. Director Scott Calvert was a music video veteran, and he was a purist when it came to his lead actors. He famously did not want Mark Wahlberg. To Calvert, Mark was a pop star gimmick. Mark had to audition 6 separate times. He was so broke at the time that he allegedly had to borrow taxi money just to make it to his final screen test. He didn't just want the role. He needed it to bury the Marky Mark persona once and for all. This desperation translates directly into Mickey's volatile, on-screen energy. Number 3. The pre-production rivalry. When Leo and Mark first met, the tension was thick enough to cut. Leo reportedly didn't want Mark in the movie, and Mark found Leo precious and stuck up. To fix the vibe, the production sent them to a local NYC court for a one-on-one game. After an hour of physical fouls, trash talking, and genuine aggression on the asphalt, the animosity turned into mutual respect. They realized they both had a street intensity, and that bond became the foundation for the film's chemistry. Number 4. The 1990s time warp. There is a major historical discrepancy that most fans miss. The real Jim Carroll grew up in the 1960s, amidst the beatniks and the early hippie movement. However, the producers moved the film to the 1990s. This was a calculated move to tap into the heroin chic aesthetic that was dominating fashion and music at the time. By modernizing the setting, they made the story's warning feel immediate to the MTV generation, rather than a period piece history lesson. Number 5. Height deception on the court. In the film, the team is portrayed as a dominant New York powerhouse, but there was a logistical problem. The lead actors weren't exactly center material. DiCaprio, Wahlberg, and Bruno Kirby are all under 6 feet tall. To make them look like imposing D1 caliber legends, the crew used forced perspective, low-angle hero shots, and even modified basketball hoops in certain sequences to ensure the slam dunks looked authentic and intimidating.
I need you to give me some money, okay? I need you to give me like $5, like $20.
Number 6. The unscripted door scene. This is arguably the most harrowing scene in 90s cinema. Jim, shaking and desperate, begging his mother for money through a locked door. This sequence was almost entirely improvised. Director Scott Calvert gave them the premise, but DiCaprio discarded the script. The animalistic screaming, the frantic banging, and the raw guttural dialogue were all fueled by Leo's own intensity in the moment, pushing the scene into a level of realism that few actors could match.
Someone's breaking into my apartment. They have a knife.
Number 7. Lorraine Bracco's real terror. Because the door scene was improvised, the reaction from Lorraine Bracco was terrifyingly real. She was told to keep the door locked no matter what, but she was not prepared for Leo to literally try to tear the door off its hinges. Her tears and the visible shaking in her hands weren't just acting. She later admitted she was genuinely frightened by the 20-year-old's aggression, which is why the scene feels so uncomfortably intimate. Number 8. The Death in His Eyes cameo. In a basement scene, Jim encounters a weathered junkie who delivers a haunting prophecy, telling Jim he has death in his eyes. That actor is none other than the real Jim Carroll. It is one of the most chilling meta moments in film history. The real man who survived the addiction, looking into the eyes of a young actor portraying his past and warning him of the end. Number 9. Professional withdrawal. Coaching. Jim Carroll wasn't just a cameo. He was a constant presence on set. He acted as a withdrawal coach for DiCaprio, teaching him the specific ugly mechanics of heroin use. He taught Leo the junkie lean, how the neck muscles go slack during a nod, and the specific way the body tremors during a cold turkey sweat. This collaboration is why Leo's performance is often cited by medical professionals as one of the most accurate depictions of addiction ever filmed. Number 10. The Sopranos pipeline. Looking back, the Basketball Diaries serves as an accidental scouting ground for The Sopranos. Years before they changed television, you had Michael Imperioli, Christopher, Lorraine Bracco, Dr. Melfi, and Vincent Pastore, Big Pussy, all honing their gritty, East Coast acting styles in this film. It remains a fascinating time capsule of the New York acting pool that would eventually define the golden age of HBO. Number 11. The Post-Columbine Shadow. We have to address the film's darkest fact. A dream sequence featuring Jim in a black trench coat shooting students in a classroom became the center of massive lawsuits after the Columbine tragedy in 1999. While the courts eventually dismissed the cases, the scene led to the film being pulled from many TV networks for decades, casting a somber shadow over its artistic merit and sparking a national conversation on media influence. Number 12. The Meta soundtrack. The soundtrack was a 90s masterpiece, blending Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, but the emotional anchor was People Who Died by the Jim Carroll Band. It is incredibly rare for a biopic subject to provide the music for their own life story. The song, which lists Carroll's real-life friends who didn't survive the streets, bridges the gap between the film's fiction and the author's tragic reality. The final buzzer, legacy. The Basketball Diaries wasn't just a movie about a sport. It was a movie about the loss of a soul. It was a project fueled by the ghosts of River Phoenix, the desperation of Mark Wahlberg, and the unmatched raw talent of a young Leonardo DiCaprio. It reminds us that before the blockbusters and the Oscars, cinema was about these small, ugly, beautiful stories that dared to look into the basement. It shows us that, even when you have death in your eyes, there is a way back through the music and the prose. Which of these facts changed the way you view the film? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more explorations into the cult classics that defined us.